The headlines: the anti-terrorism and the civil society laws presented for public discussion. And from abroad, Theresa May offers Nigeria help with security and anti-trafficking. Hello viewers, I'm Adis Ababa. Now the news in detail. The Federal Attorney General announced that public discussion would be held on anti-terrorism, civil society and charity organizations laws. The office has briefed journalists on the issue. Oloma Baina has the detail.
Law and Justice Advisory Council is established to advise the government on legal and illegal matters. The council has been evaluating proclamation of anti-terrorism and civic society. Various stakeholders have also been discussing the issue. Director of Communication Affairs Directorate with Federal Attorney General Taye Dandaa said proclamations should be designed based on the Constitution and applied according to constitutional framework.
Major grounds that enforce us to amend the proclamation are: first, it should focus on giving freedom, then controlling; second, permitting, then limiting, so that it enables to create democratic society.
Taye added that proclamation of civic society and charity enables the society to play their fair share and enhances their relation with the other parties of society.
This evaluation has made to strengthen the role of civic society in socio-economic and political aspects.
He noted that there will be public discussions concerning the amendment of the proclamation of the anti-terrorism and civic society, and input will be gathered to develop the participation of public.
The public should know why this is needed. The policy implementers should also be aware to solve problems.
Head of Justice and Legal Affairs Council Office, Dr. Gedeon Timoteo, said the evaluation of the proclamation is based on human and democratic rights.
Our research showed that the proclamation has limitation when it is evaluated in terms of human and democratic rights that is guaranteed in our constitutions.
Prime Minister of Somalian Republic Hassan Al-Khair says Somalian areas are saved by sacrifice paid by their Ethiopian brothers. Chief Commander, who is also Special Convoy of AMISOM, Brigadier General Bulti Taddesa, said Ethiopian army is paying sacrifice in Somalia for peace in neighboring country is crucial for Ethiopia. Nawam Sadmas reports.
It is now more than a decade since the African Union mission in Somalia, or AMISOM, started peacekeeping operation in Somalia. No matter how Ethiopia is the first Somalia's neighboring country, which officially started fighting terrorist groups, those who controlled Somalia, but still it has been playing a strategic role in AMISOM. The AMISOM Chief of Staff, Brigadier General Bulti Taddesa, disclosed that Ethiopian troops' contribution becomes a model for others.
In this area of responsibility, Ethiopia troops achieved a very important thing. Number one is degrading Al-Shabaab in all areas of responsibility. Number two, working a joint operation with Somalian National Security Force, with local administrators, local elders, mosque leaders, engaging civic approach. In this regard, Ethiopia troops done very well in all, particularly in Sector 3, in Sector 4, as well as in Sector 6. This is a very important engagement of our troop in area of responsibility.
According to the AMISOM Chief of Staff, Brigadier General Bulti, Ethiopia is a front-runner in Somalia's peacekeeping mission to ensure the Horn of Africa's political, economic and social stability.
This instability in the Horn affects the whole, not only the peace, the economic integration, people-to-people relation, and the peaceful movement of people through the border region. So this is, that's why especially we Ethiopians are very keen to stabilize the area, because the peace and the security here in Somalia is part and parcel of an Ethiopia for economic development, for democratic organization, development, and even for our peace, not for others. That's why Ethiopia is very keen in the very interest because of the proximity of the front line of the neighbor countries. So this is, it is obvious if peace and security is not in a good position in the Horn of Africa, it affects in one way or another neighbor country, particularly we Ethiopia.
After the neighboring countries and the international community struggled for Somalia continuously, the country now returned to improved sovereignty. Prime Minister of the Republic of Somalia, Hassan Ali Khair, applauded the sacrifices paid by AMISOM.
Because of the sacrifices made by the men and women of uniform of AMISOM, including our brothers and sisters from Ethiopia, the Somali people see today a new dawn, a new future. Based on that now, we are not talking about piracy or terrorism. We're not talking about insecurity or a nation in despair. We're talking about building a nation. We're talking about economic recovery. We're talking about debt relief. We're talking about job creation. We're talking about fighting terrorism and building a nation where resources are distributed in an open and transparent manner. We're talking about a nation back in a national arena. We're talking about a nation reconnecting with international financial institutions. We're talking about a Somalia that has a big role to play in the region. And that is because of the sacrifices made by the AMISOM over the past 10 or so years. And we are very grateful.
Religious fathers vowed to take their share in ensuring peace, unity, and the coexistence of the people through preventing religious-related conflicts. The fathers discussed the issue with stakeholders in Adama town. Olkaba Wundumo brings us the detail.
Religious fathers has held discussion on ways of promoting peace and tolerance. On the discussion, different research paper has been presented for the participants. A paper which is emphasized the role of religious institutions for peace and coexistence has been presented by the Oromia Peace and Administration Bureau to the Oromia religious leaders and all stakeholders. Some participants of the discussion stressed that all citizens of the country should safeguard peace and stability of their area.
Some hidden groups are working to divide people of the country by the name of religion and other agendas. We all should have the awareness of this.
Some government officials, police officers, mayors of different towns, and others lack sense of responsibility.
Chairman of the Oromia Religious Father, Reverend Belai Mokonnen, said the major role of religious institution is promoting tolerance and togetherness.
Our unity should speak more than our difference, so all religious fathers and all stakeholders should work together.
Religious fathers has held discussion on ways of promoting peace and tolerance. On the discussion, different research paper has been presented for the participants. A paper which is emphasized the role of religious institutions for peace and coexistence has been presented by the Oromia Peace and Administration Bureau to the Oromia religious leaders and all stakeholders. Some participants of the discussion stressed that all citizens of the country should safeguard peace and stability of their area.
Some hidden groups are working to divide people of the country by the name of religion and other agendas.
Lagatafo Lagadari Town Administration says it's working on farmers in and around the town to produce market-oriented and quality agricultural production. A group of farmers from South Korea has shared their experiences to farmers of Lagatafo area. Here is Data Teresa for the story.
Sanimo is a farmer of Samoju town in South Korea. Before 30 years, he was illiterate and poor, addictive, and spent his time for nothing. However, accepting his teacher's advice, Sanimo began to produce apple, strawberry, and melon, then able to become successful within a short period of time. Currently, he is earning more than 12 million birr annually through providing melon production to the international market. Sanimo came to Ethiopia along with his families to share his exemplary experience to farmers of Lagatafo Lagadari town of Oromia Special Zone surrounding Finfine, the capital of Ethiopia and Oromia.
My name is Sunimo. I come from Korea. I produce Korean melon. Before 30 years, I used to engage in no work since I was addicted. After my teacher gave me a piece of tips, I started to engage in agriculture work. In my work, I'm successful. Currently, I earn about 12 million birr in a year.
In Samuju town, there are about 4,500 farmers. The farmers earn their income in millions. However, there are also some farmers who got low income. Sanmu said he is teaching them to help them improve their life standard. He also said he has an interest to teach African farmers.
There are hardworking farmers in my town. There are also others who do not give due attention for their work. I'm providing them with training. I'm carried out various activities to train African farmers. I want to advise Ethiopian farmers for their achievement having innovative capacity.
According to Mayor of Lagatafo Lagadadi town, Habiba Sraj, about 430 farmers are dwelling in the town. Habiba said that her town administration has called a Korean delegation so that they share their exemplary experience to the farmers to enable them ensure their benefit, producing a production which is harvested within a short period of time and being market-oriented one, and providing it to the national market.
We brought them aiming at sharing their experiences to the farmers and enable the farmers produce cash crops which are produced on a small piece of land along with their families. That is why we called them to give training for the farmers and their families, because they also came with their families.
The Korean delegation gave practical training for the farmers. The town administration has also prepared a sample land for the production training. The mayor said her town administration has reached an agreement with South Korean delegation to send farmers and experts to South Korea to share more experience, since it is possible to ensure farmers a benefit, producing melon many times annually.
It was planned that they would offer additional training for the farmers when they go to South Korea.
The farmers who attended the training told OBN their readiness to engage in melon production using the awareness they have gained.
It is possible to put in action what we have learned from them. I feel happy to get this training. Hereafter, we are committed to develop our land just like that of Koreans. As much as possible, we have to try our level best.
The news comes to you live from Oromia Broadcasting Network. Let's proceed to foreign news. The UK is to increase its military support to Nigeria to help protect its citizens and British workers in the country from terror attacks. The Nigerian Armed Forces will be given special equipment and training to counter the use of improvised explosive devices by the Islamist insurgents. On a visit to Abuja, Theresa May said tackling the menace from groups like Boko Haram was in the UK's interest. She has also agreed a £10.5 million package to help victims of modern slavery. As part of this, the UK will provide counseling to up to 1,700 people who have been subject to forced labor, domestic servitude and sexual abuse, and help them reintegrate into their communities. A joint initiative with France will also see the UK assist Nigeria and Niger strengthen their border cooperation to prevent trafficking of migrants to Libya and Europe, BBC reported. That brings us to the end for the edition. Thank you for watching and have a nice time with the remaining OBN's programs.